What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Ranting with Wrenches. So today we're going to be talking about what mods should you do first on your car, power or suspension. Let's get into it. So, like I said at the opener, what mods should you do first on your car? Should you do power or suspension? I know where I would go first, but I want to see what Joe thinks. Joe?
I know where I would go first.
So which way are you going to go first?
I would do suspension first.
What?
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
I say that for a reason.
Go ahead.
A few moments later.
I'm usually a person who would go power first and say, forget the suspension, you know what I mean? It's not really important, but I did that route, and it's just, when you do power mods first, and then after a while, you see the wear and tear it puts on your suspension and your control arms and everything, you like, why didn't I do this sooner? You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's where I'm at with my car now, to where I literally should have to replace everything that's under there because it's so much wear and tear. I got so much stuff that's been like worn out, rusted. Some stuff look like they're about to be torn. And now I'm you know what I mean? I have to spend another at least, let's say, $3,000 just to get all that stuff back to where it was from factory.
Yeah.
Where it was fresh, you know what I mean? If the car felt brand new and it was just, you know, it felt good.
Yeah.
Now it's just, don't get me wrong, I got the power now, but after a while, you know how your car feels after a while.
Yep.
If it feels like trash while you're turning, you're like, yo, what is this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's where I'm at now. And that's why I say suspension mods should be first. Control arms, if you're going to upgrade control arms, ball joints, stronger ball joints, coilovers, you know, you want something stiffer, you know, sway bars, end links.
Or you could even say, just like, depending on what you're modifying.
Yeah.
Make sure you modify accordingly. So if you're going to go coilovers, right, something that's adjustable, go with an adjustable sway bar links. Go with adjustable sway bar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something where you can kind of dial in the way your car feels. Because with every modification that you make is going to change the way the car feels, the way the car handles. If you buy, I don't know, like if you buy, let's just say a Mustang, that is a high horsepower car. It's a very raw car.
Yeah.
You hit that gas a little bit too hard, you better hope there's not a crowd standing nearby because that ass end is going to swing out.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys, when they make that suspension mod, they look to make it a little bit softer so that when they hit the gas, the wheels transfer the power through the tires into the ground instead of breaking loose and swinging out. So I feel like you got to understand what your car is supposed to be and then adjust accordingly. A lot of guys will slam their car or, you know, put the stiffest suspension settings on. So then when you hit the gas or you try to, you know, jump on it from like a 40 roll or 30 roll, the car breaks loose instead of gripping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like there's a little bit of a science to it, but you're absolutely right. You start throwing power and your suspension can't transfer that power to the ground, you're just gonna eat your suspension up alive.
Yeah.
And the most common thing for Subarus is destroying axles.
Yep. I replaced my axle maybe 3 times already in the front. And I'm not even really making, you know, serious power like that, but still, you know what I mean?
That's where it comes in handy, knowing how to rebuild your axles.
That too.
It's a little annoying just because like you got to sit there and like take that whole inner section apart. As long as your race and like your bearings aren't damaged, it's literally just clip out, pop it back in, lock everything down, grease it, and then you're good to go. But sometimes I don't know. I'd rather spend like $90, take it out, and then just pop a new one in and just be done with it.
And it also depends because we live in winter, so if you don't wash them constantly,
Yeah.
they just rust out and it's,
Yeah, I mean you can do some maintenance, like get some sandpaper and clean.
Yeah,
like,
hopefully it
clean,
don't bend.
clean up the shaft, or get like a drill with like a wire wheel and clean up all that rust and then repaint it, like if it's not bent or damaged.
Cause
Yeah, because once you bend it, you're shit out of luck. I hit a pothole up here one time and destroyed the whole passenger side of my suspension. Control arm was bent, axle was bent, blew out the fucking wheel hub bearing. Just all in one shot. Just the whole thing was done.
suspension people, get it done first.
So I'm gonna agree with Joe. Suspension, outside of your immediate bolt-ons like air intake, exhaust, like downpipes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Your moderate tune pieces. Once you go beyond that and you're starting and you're looking at making real power next, get your suspension dialed in and set up to where power in the future doesn't destroy your car, doesn't destroy your struts, your control arms, your ball joints, your tie rod. Excuse me. And that's probably the number one thing. Guys lower their car and they slam their car, and you don't realize you're putting a lot of stress on that ball joint. Those ball joint boots rip.
Especially the ones who like to do that camber.
Oh, camber gang?
You seen that? I don't know if you seen it. The CRV.
Yes. My
Tires,
man.
yo.
I was like, wow. What's the reason for riding on the inside lip of the barrel? I don't care how sick that looks. There's no functional reason to ride on the inside lip of the barrel. Like, you have effectively eliminated your suspension from the road. Like, there's not, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You look like you're attempting to be Back to the Future DeLorean or something. But like, you gotta upgrade your suspension first. Even if it's just to slam it, make it look a little bit better.
Yeah.
You've also got to realize that there are other parts that go to it, not just lowering springs, not just coilovers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like with the RS, when I got the car, I said, listen, I was lucky enough to where quite a bit of work was done on that car already. I do need to upgrade the sway bar links, front and rear, and the sway bars themselves. I did recently, in an upcoming video, I upgraded the strut tower brace. I got out the OEM one and I put in a newer one.
It came with one?
Yeah, but it's like that factory stamped steel.
Okay.
You know what I mean, thin shit.
At least yours came with one.
No, yeah, it came with one like that. That car needs it.
Mine
Like,
didn't.
yeah, which is weird.
Subaru. You see the new car they made. Oh, yeah, we ain't gonna get on that.
But again, I understand what my car is. My car is a rally car. It's built for, so is yours. You know what I mean? They're built around hitting corners, but also I think because of like the newer trend of like the drift mode. Even the new Golf Golf R's have a drift mode on them. Don't nobody go drifting no damn Golf R. Like, come on now. But they just did it because Ford did it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now everyone's going balls to the wall on certain features because next 5 to 10 years we may not have gas powered cars.
That's true.
Or if we do, they're not going to be capable of the same thing. It's almost going to be a reset on the community. You know what I mean? Because it's going to be new sources of fueling.
That's
You know what I mean? So,
that's
but yeah, but you know, when we're all younger, first mods we go for power.
yeah, definitely.
And then and then when you mash your gas from a stoplight, the car's just swinging back and forth. You know, torque steer. You know, you got the Jetta pulling off to the right side every time you hit the gas hard.
I like that though.
Not
Makes your car look fast. When that happens.
Not a front wheel drive car. You just look retarded. On a front wheel drive car, you just look terrible. On a rear wheel drive car, I give it to you. It looks kind of badass when you know you mashing that gas, the rear wing slips out a little bit, and then as long as you catch it, and can bring it back.
Not everybody can do that.
If you mash the gas, you just do a circle in the middle of the intersection. You just look dumb.
All right, if you do a circle and you go in the right direction after that, then yeah, I give you props.
Then that's all right. But
If
you
you
just
go-
stop
yeah.
and look around. No, but just, yeah, I would. Yeah, that's the way to go. Let us know what you think. Do you agree? Do you go power mods first, or do you go suspension mods first?
I think most people are gonna go with power mods.
Yeah, I think so too. But I want to see if there's anybody out there along with us that's gonna go suspension versus power. Even if you want to do your typical bolt-ons first and then go suspension. What do you think? So we're gonna leave that one off here. Comment, like, subscribe. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and help us reach our next milestone of 2,000 fellow wrench heads.
Yep.
So as always, Wrench
Wrench
Daily.
Daily.